I never believed in haunted houses, at least not until I moved into one. About a year ago, I found a listing online for a cheap house just outside town. The photos looked normal at first, but the more I stared at them, the more something felt off, like each image was missing something important. Still, the price was unbelievably low, and that was enough for me to ignore the uneasy feeling in my gut. When I arrived, the place looked exactly like something out of a nightmare. Tall, narrow, with peeling paint and dark windows that hadn't been cleaned in years. The house stood completely alone, surrounded by dead trees, with no neighbors or signs of life anywhere nearby. Even the air felt heavy, like the entire place was cut off from the rest of the world. The landlord didn't meet me in person. He simply texted me that the key was under a rock by the front steps, which I thought was strange, but I didn't question it at the time. The first night was quiet. Too quiet. There were no sounds outside at all. No insects, no wind, nothing. It felt unnatural, like the house was trapped in some kind of vacuum. I eventually fell asleep, but sometime around 3 a.m., I suddenly woke up. At first, I didn't know why, until I heard it. A slow, rhythmic knocking sound. It wasn't coming from my door, but from somewhere inside the walls. It was soft at first, almost like someone tapping patiently. I told myself it was just the pipes, something old houses tend to do. But then the knocking changed. It started moving. It shifted from the wall behind my bed to the ceiling, then further down the hallway, as if something was crawling inside the structure of the house itself. The moment I turned on the light, it stopped completely. The silence that followed was even worse than the sound.
The next morning, I tried to convince myself I had imagined it. I walked through the house, checking everything, looking for any explanation. That's when I noticed a door at the end of the hallway that I hadn't seen before. It was small, narrow, and slightly warped, like it didn't belong there. When I tried the handle, it wouldn't budge. It was locked. I texted the landlord, asking about it, and his response came almost instantly. Don't open it. That was it. No explanation, no details, just a warning. I should have left right then, but I didn't. That night, the knocking came back, but this time it was louder and more deliberate. It wasn't moving anymore. It was coming from behind that door. The pattern sounded intentional, almost like someone trying to communicate. As I stood in the hallway, staring at it, I heard something else. A voice. It was faint and muffled, like it was struggling to get through layers of wood. It sounded human, desperate. It begged for help, pleading for someone to let it out. Every instinct I had told me to stay away, but the voice sounded so real, so terrified, that I couldn't ignore it. Without thinking, I reached for the handle again, and this time, it turned.
The door creaked open slowly, revealing a narrow staircase leading down into complete darkness. A horrible smell drifted up from below, something rotten and stale, like whatever was down there had been trapped for a very long time. I turned on my phone flashlight and began to descend. Each step creaked loudly beneath me, and the walls felt too close, like they were pressing in from all sides. Halfway down, the knocking started again, only now it was right in front of me. At the bottom, there was another door, older and heavier than the one above, and it was slightly open. The voice was clearer now, calling out to me, thanking me for coming. I pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was small and empty, with a dirt floor and wooden walls. In the center of the room sat a chair, and strapped to it was something that looked like a person. At least, that's what I thought at first. As I got closer, I realized something was terribly wrong. Its limbs were too long, its posture unnatural,
and its head tilted at an angle no human could hold. Its face was the worst part. It looked blurred, like my eyes couldn't focus on it no matter how hard I tried. It thanked me again, but its mouth didn't move. That's when I realized this wasn't a person.
Before I could react, the straps holding it down snapped without any effort at all. It slowly stood up, its movements unnatural, like it was learning how to use its body for the first time. Panic took over, and I turned and ran. I sprinted up the stairs, through the hallway, and out of the house without looking back. I didn't stop until I reached my car and drove as far away as I could. The next day, I tried contacting the landlord, but there was no response. The listing had completely disappeared, as if it had never existed. I even tried going back to the house, but I couldn't find it. The road was there, the trees were there, but the house itself was gone. It was like it had vanished entirely. For a while, I convinced myself it was over. I moved to a new apartment in a different city and tried to forget everything. But last night, I woke up again at exactly 3 a.m. At first, everything seemed normal, until I heard it. That same slow, rhythmic knocking. This time, it was coming from inside my wall. My heart dropped as I listened, frozen in place. Then I heard a voice, soft and familiar, right behind me. It asked me why I had left it down there. I haven't turned around yet, because deep down, I already know the truth. Whatever I let out of that house didn't stay there. It followed me.